powerful that it literally will knock you to the floor if you don't get down yourself. I've only just started climbing at the A5 just there. You can see it. It's cold, very cold. I've been keeping an eye on the weather, or the forecasted weather, and it says the feels like temperature for Fjallraven is going to be like -13, -14 tonight. The actual temperature will be like -4 or something, I think, which I should be okay with. But I'll be staying lower than obviously the summit of Fjallraven. Literally as soon as I got in the car, getting my stuff ready, and I got hit with pretty much that. Probably going to start again. So you can see, yep, hail started. Got hit with some hail. There we go. Having gloves on makes everything so much harder. But yeah, pretty much got caught in one of these straight away, which is always a good start. Sets you up well for what you know you're going to be heading into for the weekend. Oh, that hurts when it hits you in the face. Like what? You don't have to climb high to get some spectacular views. It's already looking beautiful. Oh. So it's definitely a little bit windy up here. Just gorgeous. These stars look awesome as well as one there behind me. I'll get a chance to show you my new pack. Now I've got a rain cover for it. That is something that I was going to mention. That unfortunately this pack doesn't have a rain cover, but it's only like 20 quid one, so not the end of the world. And the rain cover you can just actually 3 minutes. If you haven't seen my other video, which was a wild camp in Snowdonia with pretty extreme conditions, then I'll link that below. You can check that out. Hopefully this wild camp goes a little bit better than the last one, or at least the tent doesn't fall down pretty much, hopefully. It's hailing pretty hard at the moment. You probably can't see, but I'll try and show you. Still pretty impressive. We're in like a valley at the moment, heading towards the miner's path. I'll just show you quickly. It looks awesome to be honest, but probably going to be a little bit wet. I really don't want to turn around into the facing hail because it's thick. Hopefully you can see it. Well, we just got our first bit of kind of snow blizzard, I'd say. You can see the remnants of it on the ground, but in the midst I ended up taking a wrong turn, walking down the wrong valley, which puts me in completely the wrong direction. So go on, ask me what I'm not looking forward to walking up. I'll tell you what, this. Oh, I'll tell you what, the camera doesn't notice this at all. God damn. Right, now, so I've got to try and cross this, and if you haven't found out already, that's where this pole comes in incredibly useful. So you can kind of find your way across, and it gives you like a helping hand. I found that out the hard way, and got some really wet feet. But it's also a lot safer as well. Very rosy cheeked. I've just finished setting up the tent. I decided not to film any of it as the gusts of wind are really strong. They just literally they hit you, so there's no wind now, and then poof, all of a sudden a lot of wind. So I'll show you the setup. So this is the bench, beautiful. Here is the tent, absolutely rock solid. It's not going to move. So after my little disaster last time I was here in Snowdonia, I've taken a few precautions. On the front vestibule and the back vestibule, I've double pegged out, so I don't know if you can see this. So there's the first peg, runs into the second peg with a bit of guy. I've done that on both the front. I've done one side guy with it, and then the back. But this thing has so many pegs in it, it must have like 30 pegs in it, so if not more, so it's going absolutely nowhere. Nice and tight like a drum. But yeah, solid, absolutely feels solid. It's just a pain to put up, that's the only thing. So the wind's picking up, you can see. No movement in it really, that's great. There we go, but it's not solid. To be honest, I don't think it's going to be long before it starts getting dark, so I'm going to head into the tent now. I didn't fancy camping too much higher up tonight. I did have a spot picked out, but to be honest, this is a beautiful spot, and it was a really hard decision to make to whether to carry on up to another peak or stay low ground. It's just going to be so windy. Even now it's windy. Oh, oh, it's nice to be inside the tent. Oh, I need to do my little kind of rituals where I get out of all my damp clothes that I've been sweating in. Set up all my sleeping stuff, get all my food out, get my snacks out, that kind of thing. And then I'll be in the perfect state of mind to get a decent night's kit, hopefully. I've decided to check the weather forecast and the mean wind speeds are actually really low. They're like 27 mile an hour, but the gusts are saying at their peak, which is like the middle of the night, they're going to be about 63 mile an hour. So that means that the wind speeds are going to be even higher than what they were when everything went wrong last time on my previous wild camping Snowdonia. So we'll see how the tent fares. And yes, this is technically wild camping in a storm in Snowdonia. So apparently it's going to snow later on as well, which it did towards the end of the day, just before I pitched up as well. But then it went quite clear, so there was a bit of hail, quite a lot of haily snow. We'll see if there's any more. I like snow, so I'm not too fussed about it. Feels like temperature -6 as well, which I'm happy with. I'm going to keep my vents open on my doors, just my mesh vents, to try and keep the air circulating through, because we've got some vents up here. I just realised something. Hang on. No wonder I've been getting condensation inside the tent. I thought there was vents there. Well, there is, but you actually have to open the door, like so. So there is no vent. No wonder it was getting all horrible in the morning. So I think what I'm just going to do is leave that open like so, to get some airflow in. This is the last time I'm going to be coming outside tonight. I'll just give you a quick view. It looks a lot brighter on my phone than what it does in person. It's getting a little bit dark. It's getting a bit chilly. I've just gone round and I've just made sure that all my guy ropes are tight. I've tightened them up. The wind seems to be coming from this direction, across the kind of tarn. So I've just made sure that this is pulled nice and tight. So I pulled it sideways a little bit more, as it was a little bit saggy, and it was coming in a little bit. Batten down the hatches for the night, I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, The wind's starting a little bit there. I need to stay outside just until one of the gusts kind of picks up, just so you get a kind of point of view of how windy it actually is. So I'll wait a second for the gust. There you go, it's kind of picking up a little bit now. There you go, that's the gust I'm talking about. The tent's still pretty solid. It's not really moving. There's a bit of movement in the vestibules, but other than that, finally some tea. Cold. So I'm just waiting for my food that I've just warmed up to cool down a little bit so I can tuck in, but my legs have just started cramping, or my hamstrings have anyway. I did a lot of elevation today to get to where this wild camp was, mixed in with a few wrong turns, obviously meant that the miles racked up a little bit, but you can see that, I mean, I've got no flashy and I've got the vent open, so we're still doing well in the tent. It's still sturdy. Let's hope it stays like that. I really hope it stays like that. I find it even scarier when it's gust, because it's literally so calm, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, your tent just starts absolutely shaking. I prefer if it was just constant wind, because then you can kind of get an idea for how bad it is and when it's getting worse. But when it's just a strong gust, it's so hard to tell whether or what it's going to do to the tent. I think it's only like 6 o'clock, but I'm going to go to sleep because I'm absolutely cream crackered. If the next clip isn't me waking up at 11, if the next clip isn't me waking up at 11 o'clock at night or whatever, then you know we've been successful. Although taking the tent down tomorrow is going to be a mission, because the gusts at like 7 o'clock in the morning are still like 50 miles an hour, so we'll see how that goes. Right then, so this is the current situation. I'm just trying to be methodical with my thought processes and just be sensible, to be honest. So the side wall of my tent keeps collapsing in. It's only 9 o'clock, but the wind speeds have picked up. There isn't going to be any chance that I'm going to be able to stay out in this, as the wind speeds are still going to keep getting faster and faster, and I can't do this all night. So I think my best bet is to try and pack up and leave while I can. I don't really want to go up those mountains, so let's see. That's where it's like the tent. It's right in this corner piece here where the poles cross, but I think it's because it's an inner pitch first, so technically the guys aren't pulling on the poles to keep the tent sturdy, even though it's a 4-season tent, and the guys just aren't strong enough. Like, the guys aren't coming out the ground, but they are just not strong enough to withstand that wind and keep the inner from collapsing in pretty much. If it was an outer, if the poles were attached to the outer, then they'd probably be alright, because the actual shape and structure of the tent is really good. But for that reason, Jesus Christ, oh, it's just dying off a little bit. Oh, it's so powerful that it literally will knock you to the floor if you don't get down yourself. God knows how I managed to take the tent down in this. It's absolutely ridiculous. A lot of my poles are bent though now. Oh, and all those things that you can see flying, they're blades of grass. It's literally ripping the grass off the floor, and when they hit you, it hurts. I'm making my way back down. I'm heading towards the nearest road. I'm not going back up into the mountains in this. as Trafan is putting wind speeds of like 90 mile an hour, and I don't want to be up there in that, so I'm just going to walk to the car via road. It'll take me a bit longer, but it's a lot safer. That's what it's all about. I don't want to bring anybody else out here to come and rescue me just by being foolish. Can't really see anything at the moment because I'm using my head torch to kind of light me up, but I just wanted to say that I wouldn't come out in these conditions if I, one, didn't have confidence in my equipment, that I thought that I would think my equipment would be okay in handling the weather conditions, or two, both in my ability to make sensible decisions in not so great conditions. To be honest, that comes with experience and just maintaining a calm head. But yeah, I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I'd be able to, and these things happen. So the main thing is remain in good spirits. And on that note, it is snowing, so it's getting me in the Christmas spirit, nice and festive. Woo! Oh, oh, oh. Might have been 60 mile an hour winds, taking the tent down. I think every single one of my poles is bent. Nice. But silver lining, thought I'd lost my gaiters. Found them as I was making my way down, and also managed to save my Haribo. So all in all, not really that bad. I've been walking for about an hour, and I've probably got about an hour left on the road until I get back to the car. So just going to take it nice and steady, not particularly in any rush. My God, what a absolute nightmare. Oh, that walk back was so long. I think it took me like 2.5, 3 hours. I was just walking down the A5 with my head torch on into like 40 mile an hour wind. At some point, just headwind, and it was just, oh, so monotonous and just so long. Finally back at the car now though. And this is how strong the wind is. When it picks up, it's actually rocking the car. So it's pretty darn strong. To be honest, I'm just thankful to be back at the car in one piece. Yeah, another good trip, to be honest. These are the ones you remember. So if you enjoyed it, give us a like, subscribe, comment if you want, if you really want. And if you are subscribed, hit that notifications bell to make sure that you get notified when I upload some more. Oh, there we go. Oh, don't come knocking when it's rocking, but it ain't rocking for that reason.